All right, everybody. Hope everybody is having a pleasant Monday morning. It is Monday, and today I am making for all the students in my groups class. I will be making organic vegan coconut curry. And so I thought, you know what? It's been a long time since I've uploaded something for cooking to my YouTube channel, and maybe nobody cares, maybe nobody will watch it, maybe somebody will, and maybe somebody will cook this. So because of that, I'm gonna go ahead and I thought, you know what, let me go ahead and maybe somebody will make this, and because I enjoy making it and it's delicious. So without any further ado, so to start with, the recipe calls for one small, and I'm making a lot more than my normal amount, and the recipe calls for one small onion. Since I have a large onion, I have cut it in half, and all right, so we got the tail off of it, and now I'm just gonna cut it into sections because I am going to put it in my food processor, and I love my food processor. So I'm just gonna give it a chop like that and throw that bad boy in there and let this thing do all the work. I am gonna put, so okay, going back a second, there should be more onion in this. However, I have something. I have ramps, and I'm gonna add some of them to this. Now, this is definitely not traditional. This is not a traditional ingredient for sure, but it is a delicacy, grows wild, kind of a cross between garlic and onion, very strong. I do like to incorporate greens into my coconut curry. So I'll be adding, I know this is going to sound crazy, but broccolini as well. So I cut the tail off this part because I can replant that and it'll grow more, from what I've heard. And it smells fabulous. I am going to add garlic. I'm going to add 5 cloves of garlic to this. Now I would add more because of the amount, just like I would add more onion. But NTMG, never too much garlic. I would add more if not for the ramps. So I'm gonna also, I have, instead of taking the whole ramp, I have also just taken the tops, the green parts, because they're yellowing anyway. So there's only a good real couple weeks that you can use them. So I've soaked the ramps in the sink to loosen any dirt. And now I'm going to take if you crush garlic with the flat of your knife, it makes it a whole heck of a lot easier to get the skin. Otherwise, it can be a challenge. So, smashing that. And we're just going to cut that little hard piece off the clove. Probably not all that necessary, really. But I do it anyway. And So this is the last one. I also have some cilantro. I just like there to be a little color in the curry. So it's going to be pretty yellow, and I want to show you the curry. The curry that I use is Ronnie brand, and this is the mild blend. I like the spicy. I do have the hot, but since I'm going to be feeding a number of people, it would just be easier to go mild. But this is from a company that is woman owned, and so I definitely want to support that, right? So I'll be using that, and I'll walk you through all that. I'm using organic chickpeas, and then I will be making a lot of basmati rice. I will be making a coconut basmati rice with lime and cilantro, so that the rice can stand on its own. I like every component to be flavorful. All right, so we've got the food processor going there. I'm gonna add cilantro. Oh, I need to now start taking care of the ramps. These are the greens I was telling you about. I will saute them with the onion. So let's go ahead and give this a chop. Now, I'm not going to, now keep in mind, all right, bear with me, but I'm going to saute the onion a little longer than I want to saute the greens. I am using a very, very good olive oil. It's not this brand, but it is organic, and it is fabulous, okay? And so I just reused the bottle. This is a very, very fast meal to make. Also, I am going to be including in this water chestnuts. And I realize that that is definitely not a traditional food or a traditional ingredient in curry. Believe me. So the purists, close your eyes. I like some texture in my food. And so I like that water chestnuts have a bit of crunch, snap to them, which I think will be pleasant, and so I am going to include them. And when you are the chef, you get to decide what you put in. Okay. And we almost had an accident here. All right, let's take a look. I am an amateur at this, so please bear with me. All right, we got I should have done this all before I started recording, but alas, I did not. I should have opened all the cans. But anyways, there's nice music on in the background, so you know, you can chill and listen to that, or you can stop the video altogether. Makes no difference to me. Okay, and then I got my coconut milk cans to open. And I made the mistake this time of not shaking it. Now, you'll want to use the full fat coconut milk, unsweetened. And I do have a random little, well, I've already processed it. Shake the cans because it does separate, and you will have a great deal of the fat of the coconut, and it will stick to the lid, which is fine because you can use, what on earth, dude? Yes, not my finest hour this time. I wish I had professional production, but I do not. So, I'm gonna shake up this can. Coconut milk. Last thing to open. And I appreciate your patience, if you have been patient. This is a very fast meal to make. So I'm just putting that out there. All right, so now I can move on. I will now actually, because I have quite a bit to make, I'm going to start some rice. And look here, I love the rice cooker, okay? Rice cooker, friend. A lot of people are like, yo, no way. I'm like, whatever, let's make it easy. Comes with a little measuring cup. And inevitably, I always lose some. So, I will be making a lot. Now, where are you at? There you go. Nope. Okay, there it is. All right. Now, I am going to, this has little lines on it to tell you where to fill it up with the liquid, which I appreciate. And I'm going to add organic coconut milk to the rice. So it's going to be a coconut lime cilantro, which, I don't know, whatever. gonna put about half in this batch, and then I will fill the rest of the way with water. Roll. All right. Added that, and then I will add, sometimes I'll add some mint to the rice cooker as well. I am a messy cook. Okay. Now I'm going to give that a stir. You can add, if you want to simplify, you can do just water, and you can add some lime juice and a little salt. You can use dry, you can use fresh. Okay, now push my little button and pow, rice is cooking. So that's what I love about it. So now I'm going to finish prepping the ramps, the ramp greens for saute. And, you know, to be clear, it's okay to not do things traditionally. If something you think, man, that would probably be good, go with it. There are no real rules. I have almost never ran into a problem where a meal I made was inedible. Well, I can't say never, but I will say maybe once where I was like, you know what, won't do this again. So we'll do that. Now we're going to jump down to these. Like I said, I am going to save the little bottoms. So this will be slightly tedious. That's okay. I probably should have done this before making the video, but it gives us a chance to catch up and listen to good music. And I'm hoping my daughters see this video. I like to feed people. There's something very human about it, number one. Number two, feeding people is what I suppose they call a love language. And you don't go in for that sort of thing, that's okay. You don't have to, but it doesn't change anything. So anyhow, having been to prison, cooking is something that you will miss. What we as inmates have access to is, my gosh, highly processed food and whatever we can buy off the commissary. I've seen people be extremely creative and make amazing things with what's available. Now, you can get people who work in the kitchen to smuggle you out. Tomato, occasional, and an onion, bell pepper, and so, like I said, I've seen people get very creative, and using crazy devices for cutting the vegetables with sharpened plastic pieces, and so it is a real pleasure to be able to work with actual knives. I'm gonna I've got a cat that's as hard-headed as me and doesn't listen like me, and I definitely struggle with keeping her off of the counter. Now, this is the tedious part, admittedly, but you will see that once the prep work is done, it all goes fast from there. And I recognize that had I just left the ramps together, it would have been a much smoother process, because I could have cut them a lot faster. So these ramps, they came out of the ground down in Madison County yesterday. And that's pretty exciting. I think we're going to save that. We're going to go ahead and but I wanted to teach myself how to cook Indian food. There's a wonderful Indian restaurant in my town called The Mint, and I highly recommend that place. And the owners and employees are fabulous people, but it is of course, expensive to eat out, right? And for the price of eating out, I can make enough for multiple people and have leftovers. And this stuff keeps really well. So it's great the next day. Leave that little long piece there. We'll go ahead and all right. Thank you for bearing with me. We are down to the wire now, and I think this time I am going to leave out the broccolini because I have enough greens. All right. Ta-da! All right, folks. All right, so now, and away we go. I'm going to add some olive oil. Kick on the heat. I'm going to do it a little over medium, I think. This food processor was not that expensive relative to my income, understanding that chopping is fine, just as fine. All right, I didn't kick down the camera again. So I'm going to go ahead and put this back in the refrigerator. This. And it smells great with the chopped garlic. Now, because I'm making a video, I will say that I won't be cleaning as I go, like doing dishes as I go. So this is actually where you're going to start to see that this is going to start going quick. Just get everything coated in the oil. washed my hands before I started. I strongly recommend that we keep it clean, folks. And so I'm gonna wash my hands again. I learned something. In French, saute means like jump or something. So you want it to be hot enough that your ingredients are jumping. Alright, now I am going to use, next time I won't use the garlic in the food processor, because in order to get it as small as I would like, it would have pretty much liquefied the onion. So the sizes of the pieces of the onion then become the sizes of the piece of the garlic. So I am taking one pair of my kitchen scissors and chopping it smaller. And it looks like we're good there. This is a little, and then the rest is fine. So, alright, let's give our hands another quick wash. Alright, now we're going to need our well, looks like I'll do the other set. All right, so now while that is sauteing, I'm going to and you will see it's kicking up higher. Get it going, and then we'll turn the heat down. For salt, Himalayan pink salt I enjoy. Watch skillet doesn't saute. Now, because normally I would do the whole process in this pan, one pan, adding the coconut milk and everything. which I will add one can of coconut milk to this, but the rest I will be doing in, let's make myself some room. The rest I will be doing in the crock pot, right? Because it really just needs to simmer. And since I will be taking the crock pot with me to serve out of, there we go. Let's make ourselves a little room. All right. There we go. Now we're starting to sizzle. And it smells fabulous. And what we're looking for with this onion is we're looking for translucence. Okay? That's the word of the day. Translucence. I did find a couple more. And the other reason why I will not be using garlic in the food processor is because you really don't want to add the garlic, have the garlic cooking in at the same time as the onion, because you want the onion is probably the thing that's going to have to cook the longest, and so you don't want to scorch the garlic. So shame on me. And it smells fabulous. And when you're cooking this, my gosh, man, does it smell good in your house all day. Now, once this process is done, really you're looking at the time to saute the onion. Then you're going to add your curry, and then you're going to let it simmer like 20 minutes to thicken. And then you're ready to go. So once your rice is done, you can, while your rice is cooking, you can let it simmer. This is an awesome tool, the Dutch oven. It's an awesome tool to use for cooking this dish in. And because you can do start to finish in that, this also works. Take a second, I'm going to show you you can get this woman owned, look it up, Ronnie brand. So I'm going to add right now just a smidge of salt. I'm feeling pretty good about the onions. So now I'm gonna go ahead and add, save some of this. Down a little. I am going to go ahead and get the crock pot going, and I'm going to add coconut milk to it. One. Now, because I did not shake this can, I am going to have to whisk Now we are good there. We are definitely good there. So let's get pull that off the heat a bit. And then now, a lot of times, I like to just do the chickpeas in my crock pot. It's much cheaper. Otherwise, we'll do that. Drain. I'll use organic canned chickpeas, which is just fine. But I like doing them myself in the crock pot, because then I can season them, right? And get that out. Now we are going to go ahead and do the best part, which is adding the curry. And you can see that we got a couple little pieces escaping onto the floor. No ramp left behind. All right, so now tablespoons. So there's one, there's two. I'm gonna do, for this size, I'm gonna do at least 4. And then we're gonna go through and incorporate that curry powder. And for the sake of this video, I'm going to, and time, I'm going to show you, I would have used 1 can chickpea. I would have used the same amount of onion and 1 can coconut milk, right? So I think I'm going to actually let that go for just a couple minutes. I'll take the opportunity while that is working to get over here and start to whisk this coconut milk. Since the can I did not shake had separated. But with a whisk, you should find that it will reincorporate. Just whisk vigorously. But yeah, do make sure to shake your cans really well. That guy there. All right, now with that done, I'm going to now you can now you'll see. Kind of stir everything together. Obviously, it's not going to be nearly as thick. Don't use light coconut milk because you want the fat of the coconut in your curry. But I will give you a peek at this. It already looks fabulous. And it smells great. Okay, so now you can see, I'm going to show you. This is what it looks like. Beautiful color. And like I said, that's why I like using the greens or broccolini or something, because it just gives it like some color. Now, here's another thing that I'm going to add, and that is anise seed. And anise seed gives that like hint of licorice, which I do like. And I know that recipes the recipes that I found do not call for it, but I know when I've eaten at the Mint restaurant, I have definitely tasted it. So, and then you're gonna let this simmer. You will let this simmer for about 20 minutes uncovered so that it thickens. This obviously looks very thick. My rice just finished, so know that going into it. If you had made the rice like pow, letting it simmer and you're ready to go. So anyhow, I hope you all enjoyed this wackadoodle video that I've made, and I hope you make this for yourself because it's very fast and it's very delicious. And I hope you all have a fabulous week. Be kind to each other and yourself.